Wizard101 is drastically changing its advertising strategy. Y'all, today we have some actually really cool news. Wizard101 has started to do sponsorships with bigger content creators on YouTube. A few days ago, people noticed that an extremely big content creator, someone with 700,000 subscribers, his name is Tectone, and he made a video, and the video was sponsored by Wizard101. And it came with everything you would expect out of the sponsorship, right? There was a link so that, you know, new people could check out the game. I think they gave him a script so that he could explain the game in a way that would seem enticing to people. And obviously there was probably some sort of monetary exchange based on just advertising the game, and also for the number of people that click on the link from Wizard101 to this content creator. Now, I've done these before, so I wanted to weigh in on what this is all about and what this might mean for Wizard101. One thing that I hear constantly is how good the advertisements in Wizard101 used to be. And this is not like a crazy controversial idea, right? For a lot of people, their entry point into a game like Wiz was that advertisement that they watched on TV when they were growing up. And can you really blame anyone? They looked beautiful, and honestly, for their time, for the time that they were doing it, I think it was actually like a very good advertisement. But I will say this, I think times have changed a lot, especially when it comes to how ads reach a target audience. And what I mean by that, right? How advertisements used to work when Wizard101, you know, did those television advertisements was that you could just buy a slot, and it might be pricier or not, depending on how many people generally watch during that slot. But that was before, you know, you had a bunch of streamers, you had a bunch of content creators, you had a bunch of social media websites. Now, I feel like advertisements are all about targeting people, you know, through the use of targeted ads, and also things like sponsorships with actual influencers. The fact that Wizard101 has actually moved well beyond, you know, what they used to do to this new realm, it shows that they're really trying to adapt with the times. I think them literally investing money into using influencers as a way to advertise the game is like actually one of the most meta things that they've ever done. And I also do think that there's good evidence that they thought the actual content creator that they did it with through, because it seems like a lot of his content is geared around MMORPGs and stuff like that. Like the genre seems to overlap a little bit. This tells me a few things. One, that there's actually a budget for this, which probably means that Wiz has been doing well for the past year, but also that there is a serious consideration for right now in the year 2023, how do you get new people to play Wiz? And while I do think the actual strategy is great, I think there are some things that are still holding them back that they should consider when they're doing stuff like this. One, I think when you click on a link, right, and you're a new player, you've never seen the game, it takes you to the main Wizard101 website. And frankly, I think the main Wizard101 website needs an overhaul quite desperately. Me personally, I honestly don't care. I'm a nostalgic type of person. When I see a website like that and I revisit it a few years later and it looks the same, to me, I don't really care. But for a lot of people, when they see a website that looks like it's from, you know, the year 2010, honestly, it kind of screams malware. It screams like, oh my God, outdated. Like, you get a lot of like weird things in your head when you see a site that looks outdated. Like it comes off sketchy when really there's nothing wrong with the Wizard101 website at all. And I don't think I'm alone in this criticism. I think I've heard a lot of people say this. I think that, let's say that you are using it like, you know, a strategy, like getting fully new people on someone's channel, right? Like a content creator's channel, to like click on this link. That link should be just as modern as the approach that you're taking. And what's kind of crazy is that I feel like they've actually done the groundwork recently anyways, the past few years, of making, like, you know, the first time user experience, they made it a lot better. They've retextured the entire first world, and they've done all of these, like, you know, free Wizard City campaigns to get people to try out this new, like, you know, retextured world. But while they seem to have considered what happens during the first few minutes that you play this game, it actually looks a lot more beautiful than it used to 10 years ago. I don't think that they've considered the step that the normal user takes before they get to this point, which is click on the website, install the game, make an account, all that juicy stuff, right? If it happens on a website that looks outdated, it's gonna kind of conflict with the other efforts that have been made to make the game feel a little bit more modern. I think that's definitely something to consider, as especially if they keep making these deals with, you know, content creators and, you know, have these referral links. I feel like that's only gonna make something as smart as this even smarter. I think that's kind of where I'm coming from. I think what I really like about this news is that, to me anyways, as like, you know, someone who plays games, I think there's two ways an advertisement can really, like, you know, pique my interest. One is just to make me aware, right? Which I feel like Wizard101 is abundant in that field. I think when you bring up the name, I feel like there's that recognition, right? People remember it as that game that they played when they were younger. And I feel like for the entire life cycle of Wizard101, it's always been about awareness, right? Like, just, you know, make them aware. Maybe they'll check out the game, and that's it. But when they do something more aggressive, like literally, like, you know, essentially buying space on an influencer's video to like advertise, what they're doing is way beyond awareness. They're trying to get people's foot through the door, right? They take a person who has viewers and the viewers trust that person, and they use that trust as a way to, you know, get more people to check out their game, right? It's more aggressive, and it's honestly a good strategy if you're trying to grow your game. I think that's something that I saw a lot of people bringing up, you know, on Twitter especially, you know, when people were just discussing this. It kind of is like the whole Raid Shadow Legends thing. And it's funny because I've literally done this with Raid Shadow Legends, but I can attest. The agreement generally is that, you know, they give you a base rate for advertising the game. They give you a referral link, and your viewers, with the idea that, you know, if I click on this link, I can support the content creator here and check out a game that I'm interested in. They'll click on the link, and the content creator generally ends up getting paid even more for each person that clicks the link and plays through the game. This type of like three-way symbiotic relationship where Wiz gets hopefully a good return on their investment, the content creator gets paid, and the audience gets to support the content creator essentially for free. That's like a really, really cool situation that I feel like, you know, Wiz has just never touched before. So it's really cool to see them evolve in this way. And if you guys have been following along with all the videos and everything that I've been doing, like covering all of this, like this is not like, you know, the first time that they're doing something that feels like it fits the year that they're doing it. In the past year, they've literally opened up a TikTok, and I believe have made multiple TikToks that have actually done well. They've made the entire game something that like anyone can experience with membership multiple times, and they've even actually, like, you know, done a serious investment into merchandise, which is a really, really cool way to make money outside of in-game items like they have for like 13 years. I'm gonna be honest, and not to like glaze them or anything, but the pace of, like, you know, the way that they're changing stuff, it's crazy. And I think it all really does boil down to their new acquisition that happened like a couple of, you know, years ago. I feel like we're really starting to see the effects now, so stuff like this, I guess it should come as less of a surprise. Let's hope that they're successful ventures. Let me know what you guys think of this news in the comments. Are y'all excited to see this new age of advertising and marketing and all of this that Wiz is doing? It's gotten me mad excited because frankly, I feel like Wiz has so much untapped potential even to this day, and that's why I play this game so often. So the fact that Wiz backs himself like this too, like, you know, they're putting their money where their mouth is, man, I love to see it. Let me know what y'all's opinions are on this, you know, let me know what you guys think they could do better when it comes to stuff like this. You know, I feel like as people who play the game, we probably have a pretty good idea just like them on what could make this better. I look forward to reading all of y'all's comments. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a sub if you're new, and if somebody hasn't told you you're awesome today, they doing something wrong. I'll see y'all soon. Stay awesome, y'all. And yeah.